What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 52, our weekly podcast. So glad to be here today. We got a great show today, lots of cool topics to get into. We thank you for joining us, whether it be on YouTube Live right now on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Pacific time, or you're listening to us on our podcast, which drops every Wednesday. Well, before I begin the show, I always bring in my fellow teammates. Today, I've got my friends joining me all the way from Peacemaker's trailer home. It is my friend D and Chris. How you doing, guys?
It's a tight fit in that home, but we're doing good.
Yeah. It's a very 80s home.
Yeah.
No, I'm a crazy cat person.
Yeah.
That's okay. Me too.
Well, Eagly will babysit your cats, so.
The eagle would eat my cats.
So, how are you guys doing? Good?
Good. Long day, but here to relax and chat a little bit.
So. All right. So, like always, what we do is, before we get into our juicy topics, we get into what we watched and what we got. So, D, take it away.
What I watched, the Righteous Gemstones, I'm rewatching from season 1. I saw it before, but I like it a lot.
So. I started watching it because of you.
Did you? Oh, you never saw it before?
So no, I never saw it before. Okay. So I binge watched season 1.
Oh no, you're doing 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I just started 2. It's good. It's funny.
It's a tight cast. I love it. Obviously Peacemaker I watched, and that's pretty much it. I didn't even watch any movies. I don't know. It was a slow week. I was working like 12-hour days, and then by the time it's done, I was like, okay,
that's crazy.
I don't feel like doing anything. And unfortunately, I didn't get anything. Just pre-orders, doing the pre-order itch, but I didn't. I went out, I online shop.
You went hunting.
I went hunting.
What did
you
order?
Unsuccessful.
Yeah, unsuccessfully.
Okay. Were you looking for anything that was out?
No, so that's the thing too, right? Like, there's nothing that's catching my eye. So it seems like I'm having a dry spell, but in reality, I just don't want peg warmers right now.
Why do we do that? Like, I've done that too. Like, I don't.
Yeah, what is out? There's nothing.
And I just go out, and I'm just like, what am I doing here? I don't even need anything in the rack.
Well, and the crappy thing about that is, when you're a toy collector and you've had that dry spell, and you want to go out and find something, and then you force yourself to find something that you don't need, but
you want to walk out with something in your hand,
and then you're like, why the hell did I buy this?
And then you instantly regret it and you try to sell it later on for less than what you bought it for.
Not even. I'm too lazy to even do that. I don't even do that.
Oh, you're too lazy to even do this, so you just throw it in that pile behind you? Yeah. Sort of like what I have over here?
Yeah. Like maybe
it's like a fodder pile. I'll customize.
I'll add it to our giveaway pile.
That's a good excuse for you, D. If you don't like it, you could just say, "Oh, this is good fodder for something down the road." But it never really comes around.
It never is.
Yeah.
Okay, so decent week, modest week for you, more of a work week for you. Fair, understandable. Anything else?
No, that's not.
Any comic books? You read a lot of comic books.
Didn't even get to that because the comic book stores close by the time work's done. So
yeah,
I'm catching up on Power Rangers by Boom Studios. It's getting interesting. What they do is they fill in the gaps of the TV show, like when the cast changed, and they're like, Jason, Zach, and Trini are in a conference in Switzerland, and they're not on the show anymore. It's like, no, that was an excuse for something weird. A higher, like they have a higher calling, and it's explored in the comics. So, like, okay.
Let me know when Tommy dies, then I'll come and join.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
I always love that. I always love that in a TV show when those 3 exited the show and they had the stand-ins, and then they're like, "Hey guys, you got the scholarship," and all you hear is,
They gave him like a lame excuse.
To your question, D, I don't hate on the actual actor. No, I think he's a great human being. Because he's done a lot of conventions where he didn't have to, and he's a good. From what I hear, I've met some people that have got his autograph, and he's a great person. So I don't hate the person. Mm-hmm. It's the actual character. The Green Ranger really rubbed me the wrong way because he sort of did my boy Red Ranger dirty there, where he kind of took his spot, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of hurt me a little bit because Red Ranger I was really a big fan of. A lot of people were, right. He was one of the main central focal points of Power Rangers. So but the one the white
do you not like Mary Sue type characters?
Yeah. I was okay with White Ranger. White Ranger looks really clean, man. Like anything with white and gold for me is like I'm in. Like just the picture you showed me about the other Ranger, I'm like that's White Ranger, just a modern version. It looks good, man. It looks good.
But he still looks like a bike cop, like you said, because he has the vibe.
Yeah, what is up with the helmet though? Like that, it just looks like a BMX bikes rider. Right?
I don't know. That's probably what it was, because the Phantom Ranger was in the show, and they always use like stupid like extra padding.
I wish we could pull up that picture, but maybe we'll do that for another time.
Next week. When I get him, I'll show him off.
Yeah. When you get him, show him off for sure. Definitely, yeah.
I ordered him from Toy Snowman.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Shout out to Toy Snowman. Much love to him. Him and his team, they did a great job. We'll just give him a plug right now because he's such a good guy. ToySnowman.com. If you need to get your action figure fix in Canada, that is the person to kind of get a hold of. He is one of the many great stores that we'll talk about in our podcast all the time, because there's some really good online toy stores out there that are just making us happy, bringing toys to our door. Like how awesome is that?
Especially.
Yeah, you don't have to pay for any custom charge or anything like that.
I had to email him today just to clarify, because he has things in stock. I don't care if this sounds like a plug, because I just binge shop all day, and he had stuff that people in the States haven't even got yet, and I don't know how he does it. Like I was looking at
is it Hasbro?
Well, there's Hasbro and NECA. Like he has the Thylog from the Gargoyles. I'm like, this thing's out,
and you failed to tell me this.
I just saw it before we came on.
You ordered two?
I didn't order one.
Well, order two now. What are you doing? I'll cover the show. You go order right now.
I thought you guys didn't want one, because I remember Ron didn't want one. Matt didn't want one. You want one?
What? Oh, you mean
the white and black Goliath, like his clone.
I do want him.
Okay, see, I'm all confused.
If he's in stock, then I want him.
Yeah, he's in stock.
Well, go ahead. Did you use my code?
Yeah, I think it autofills in.
Well, we'll probably put our link up on our social media. If you want to go out and click on our link, you save a few bucks. I believe you save 5%. But we are making Chris wait too long here. Let's get into Chris here. What you watched and what did you get, Chris?
Oh my gosh! For watching, I've been off for the past couple of days, so I've been rewatching all of the MCU movies, starting from the way it should have been watched. So I've watched all the way up to last night. I watched the Avengers. So that's where I've left off, and then I'm going to continue with all the other Marvel movies, and I'm going to rewatch everything on Disney Plus.
So you're watching them by timeline, like
Captain
America and
chronological order, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's an investment.
Well, it's funny. The night that you called me and you're like, "Hey, do you got time to talk?" and I'm like, he's interrupting my movie time."
I'm sorry. Just work.
But it was Captain Marvel that I was on, and you know what? I still enjoyed that movie.
Don't say it.
I still enjoyed it. I'm not gonna agree with everything about it, but there's still some enjoyable parts in that movie.
Yeah, for sure. It's not like a 0 out of 10.
Was it the end credit scenes?
Hater Elvin's joined the chat.
No.
Was it when the credit was rolling up? That was very enjoyable for me.
Oh my god!
That's when I woke up from my slumber in the theater.
Oh yeah, that was you who fell asleep.
I actually did, honestly.
Yeah,
it was the first movie that I fell asleep on. I was shocked that I passed out.
Terrible.
Anyways, so okay, you saw a bunch of Marvel movies. Do you miss the hype and the excitement that was every year we had this big huge puzzle, right? That was put together. You miss that?
I do miss that, but I feel like when we get into the next phase with Marvel Studios, it's going to create that hype again. Because, don't get me wrong, as much as I love the MCU and the Avengers and what we've gotten so far, it's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice switch up because, there's only so much Avengers that you can see before, you want some change. I'm that type of person who I like variety. So, and I enjoyed Eternals, even though, I didn't follow the comic or know too much about it. I enjoyed the movie. I didn't have a problem with it.
It's probably better that way. You can appreciate it for what it was.
Yeah,
exactly. So, but for what I got, I sorry, excuse me. I went to my local toy store and they do trades. So you can bring in your old figures, they give you store credit. So I picked up this guy. Now I don't do Star Wars. Not that I'm against Star Wars. I do love the movies, but it's a great base. I'm going to be creating a diorama piece for the Shi'ar for the whole Phoenix saga. So I'm working on a new custom, which I'm going to show off.
So if we a little backstory for anybody who doesn't know, Shi'ar is from the X-Men mythos. It is the Phoenix saga era, right?
Yes.
And you've got a head on a stick. Please explain.
Yeah. So the custom I'm working on is Deathbird, and I tried contacting D. There we go. To use a Wolverine hair sculpt as the base because it flares up, but it's sculpted. So it was going to be such a pain. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to try and sculpt it myself. And thankfully it worked out. I'm almost done.
Put your hand in front of behind it so it focuses a little bit better.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm a real YouTuber, you guys. Look, I had to put my hand in behind something.
Yeah. There you go. That's the technique.
Yeah, it's all
it looks
sculpted
good.
hair. I got the crown. I got the body. I'm probably
Did you make the crown?
I did. And surprisingly, it's all Scarlet Witch's crowns.
Smart.
So I pieced it together. I'll post it on social media for you guys to see, but it's coming along really good.
And you can see the ticker in the bottom there. It tells you where our social media handle is. So check that out, Chris. We'll be dropping some pictures on there. It looks good. That's really nice. Yeah, that hair is outrageous.
I like when you jump back into it. Like, what is Chris working on lately? And then you never are, and then finally you are. So I'm super excited.
Yeah. Anything else?
That is it. What did you? I'm really afraid to ask you what you got.
Yeah, because he came out like this, carrying his stuff.
Let's start with what I watched. While I watched Righteous Gemstones that D was talking about, I'm like, what's he talking? When D watches something, it's generally a good thing. He doesn't really watch crap.
We like and hate the same stuff usually.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check this out, and boy, did I enjoy it. It was funny. It's over the top, cheesy sometimes, but it was good. I liked it. It has moments, and I binged first season 1. I'm gonna get into season 2. I just watched the first episode. It's like right where they left off. It's just so good, and I watched that. So that was good. I got into Ozark, that dropped. The new season just dropped, and I got into it. And halfway through, I'm not allowed to watch it unless my wife watches it with me. So we watch an episode per day right now. So we don't have that much time, right? So we just watch an episode per day.
An hour long?
Yeah, they're about 55 minutes. Yeah. It's good though. I've always loved Ozark from day one. I've been hooked on it. I don't know if this is the finale. I don't know if they are ending it. I didn't hear anything, but I heard that Jason Bateman, I believe that's his name, right? Jason Bateman, wants to kind of wrap it up.
There's only so long you can work on a show.
Exactly. And that's smart. He wants to ride on top. He wants to finish on top here, not have the show go downwards in a spiral, and then walk away from it. Right?
Titans.
Ooh, shots fired. So shots fired. Thank you, producer Justin.
Bang bang.
Producer Justin will be on in a bit when we get into the other show that I watch, which is Peacemaker, and we'll talk about that near the end of the episode. Peacemaker episode 4. So what did I get? Well, I got my G.I. Joe Batsy. So I've been looking forward to this guy, G.I. Joe Batsy. There you go, Justin. You got it. Batsy. I've been waiting for this guy for a while, and I'm so glad I got it because it's just a pain. G.I. Joe's so hard to get a hold of because they're all over the place. They show up in one location with like a million of them, and then the other side of this country, you get nothing. So I'm happy to get that. I also got the retro figures. I got Loki. I got Vision. I'm probably going to keep most of these guys sealed because I already have Vision in the actual proper color. I know this is the white Vision. And I also got a couple other stuff. I got Scarlet, which, Chris, you took the other one, and you did a nice little short. We can check that out on Chris on YouTube, right, Chris?
Yes.
You did some comparisons.
Just a 5-minute review, compared it to all the other Scarlet Witches we've got. Which in this case, this is probably my favorite Scarlet Witch because it's that classic color.
Yes.
Is the other one metallic or is this one metallic?
This is not metallic. The other
That's
one
what's
is.
not. Okay. The other one was.
Yeah.
And then I got this
Didn't
guy.
you
I can't
watch
wait to
my
open this
review?
guy.
I did, and I got him backwards in my mind.
I want to open this guy real bad. I really like
cool.
this. Yeah.
Do it.
No, we'll have to do
5-minute
it on a
review.
video. Yeah, Chris can review that, right, Chris?
I'll have to check my schedule.
So tomorrow then, right? And then
busy.
I got this guy from the Spider-Man wave.
Oh, nice.
Hammerhead. So
I like this character because it makes me think of
Tony
the Dick
Soprano?
Tracy character.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. Somebody could probably do a Dick Tracy and build on this, right? I mean, not to do much,
What's his name? Was his name Flat Top or something?
Yeah, Flat Top. Yeah. Look at you.
I would love to see DC come out with an updated version of Dick Tracy figures. I think they would look so good.
And finally, I got this guy from Hot Toys. Cyborg Spider-Man. So that guy looks so good. Nothing on the back. But yeah. We're definitely going to do a review on this guy. He's too good not to do a review on. There's going to be so many goodies in here. I can't wait. That is awesome. And then I also got the Doctor Strange MCU wave that we just did a video on. So that's going to drop on Wednesday. Right, Justin? Justin's nodding yes. He's cyber nodding. He's giving me the thumbs up. So yeah, we did the MCU wave. It was surprisingly interesting. I know it's for a lot of people it's boring. They're like, "What is this garbage? I don't want this." A lot of people don't collect MCU figures, but I gotta say, there's a couple of figures that kind of were good. There was a couple of figures that disappointed me. I'm downright angry at a couple of the figures because I really wanted a good figure, and I'm not gonna give it away. You'll have to watch the review, but so close.
Okay, so what one was your favorite? One was your least?
I don't want to give it away. Then people won't watch the review.
They're gonna whatever. Fine.
You just want to know, so then you don't have to watch it. Then I'll tell you later. Don't worry. Yeah, but it was an interesting wave. Justin actually helped me open up some of those figures because there was 8 in total figures. So yeah, it was fun to do that, and it'll drop on Wednesday. Go check it out on our YouTube channel. Yeah, that is about it from what I got. I can't remember anything else. I always miss things, but
you remember after the episode.
Yeah, I remember after, but this is the bulk of the stuff that I was really excited for, so I'm happy to get that. Yeah. All right, let's get into our topics for today. Our first topic today is Mafex. They tease us, and then they please us, but it takes over a year and a half after the release date is scheduled to please us. So we have the Mayfax Nightwing, and early thoughts on this guy. D, you're a huge Nightwing fan. I know you love the hair. Let's get past the hair.
I don't think the hair doesn't ruin it for me. I like it. Like I love it.
They might have an old head sculpt, right?
I mean, I'm fine with it. Like this doesn't ruin it for me whatsoever. I just the angle they had the original like it looked like he had a cowlick.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well.
Which, by the way, can we go back to that last slide? Because I remember it wasn't his hair that you guys were talking about, or at least
Gotham's behind. Is it Gotham's behind?
because that's
that is
America's
Gotham
Best.
behind, my friend.
Oh
Everybody
my
thought
God.
of this. The whole
I mean,
internet is
even
thought of
yeah, the
this.
internet does. That's a running joke with him, like in his
Yeah.
comic. Like people always like,
He
"Did you
is
guys
the
catch
man,
the thickness this month?" And they're always referring to Nightwing.
I mean, he doesn't have any pandemic weight issues right here.
Yeah.
This is just
Oh
straight,
my God.
workout. Bloodhaven has got some tremendous gyms, and he is just cranking it out there. But what is up with this? Do you like this?
I think it's just the angle, like another bad angle. I
Oh,
don't think
yeah.
I don't think his jaw looks like that. Like, there's no way. It's probably part of his neck, and the angle makes it look like his chin is just jutting out.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also
let's
the
let's go
lighting.
back. Let's go back to the one where the Gotham's behind. Where is the clipping? Because there's another picture of his back. There's no clipping of these things. So how are they doing this?
Oh, interesting.
Maybe it's a back piece.
Those little tiny pieces that it takes forever to get open with the
Maybe.
little plastic. Remember the little plastic thing they give you to try to pry it open?
The nubbins,
tool?
yeah. If that's the case, then
I tried that with the
Yeah.
Spider-Man figure,
Yeah.
SH Figure Arts, and it didn't work.
and
it
then you
took
scratch
forever.
your paint. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
Oh, he's saying magnets.
Maybe.
I don't know.
But they probably give you a single separate back piece that snaps off, like the whole back.
So you're
has
thinking that the whole
holsters.
back comes out. I don't see any seams. Do you see any seams there?
Well,
it's hard to tell in that picture.
It kind of looks like there's something there, but you know
yeah.
what? Until we see, because it's like the Catwoman figure. You know how her torso comes apart to change up the belt? It could be something like that. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But see, there's a seam right there.
That might be problematic. It might want to keep coming off. Yeah, there's a seam there. Oh, there is right there. Yeah.
Oh, and it goes behind the neck too, so it's not like you're pulling like the other ones.
Yeah.
Are like,
this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting.
It might work out, but I think it's an awesome feature. So you don't have to like peg out these little pieces just to put his.
Plus, they give you the option to make it look clean, right?
Yeah.
Like when he's holding them.
Which a lot of people will appreciate, because for me, I'm going to have him posing with the twirling effects with the batons, where it's all actually in motion.
Yeah.
Or I might have him like this, where I can't wait. I cannot wait to pose him next to Batman. I am so stoked. Like, I'm so excited. The black cape Batman. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so stoked.
This is a cool pose.
Can we please get a Robin next? Oh, I would just kill for a Robin. Please.
The whole family.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm not greedy. I'm not greedy. I just want a Robin right now. Just give me a Robin after this. Hopefully in 2026 I'll get it. So
they say November. They say November. This is.
I don't even look at their release dates. I don't, honestly. I just pre-order and forget it. I just forget it, and I get a little happy surprise in the middle of the night. Email from wherever I buy from, Ami, whoever it is. They're like, "Yeah, your order is ready for processing." I'm like, "Yay!" That's it. Who actually wants to trust the release date of Mafex? Nobody.
Yeah, they should just stop putting those out.
Just don't put anything. Just say quarter of sometime.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but even that's wrong sometimes too.
Give your customers a slight possible hope that they might get it sooner than 2 years.
Because I think, what does this one say? September of this year?
November.
Oh, okay.
November.
Oh, okay.
If it was September, they changed it to November, which they'll probably change again.
It's autocorrect.
I'm thinking March of next year. That's what I'm thinking. March of next year.
Yeah.
Because that's what it usually takes. 6 months after the actual release date is when they knock it out of the park. Maybe they mean that it goes into production September. Maybe that's their version.
Yeah, right.
Right. That's what it is. Because that would explain things. It takes time to produce that. So 6 months is enough time after the actual date.
I'm wondering what they do is because you can pre-order it now, right?
Yeah.
So they probably see how many pre-orders they get in like the next few weeks and say, okay, we'll make it because they got enough pre-orders. I wonder if that's what they're secretly doing, because if no one pre-orders it, why are they going to make it?
Oh, people are going to pre-order this thing. This is
no,
hot.
But I'm saying like
Are they looking for allocation? Is that what you're saying? Like they want to look at the number and then decide on the game plan?
Yeah, exactly.
Then why even put a date down? Then just wait. You don't. There's nobody forcing them to put a date down.
True.
There's a lot of toy companies say in the quarter or in 2023. They just say 2023, right? They don't even give a month. So just do that. And you know what? People will be actually happy if it comes earlier than your projected date. So if you know it's going to take 6 months after this, maybe put down a year, and when it comes early, people will be excited.
Ooh, investors, I like that.
Yeah, I
investors also like things to be on a time.
Well, if investors demanded release dates,
they probably want it like
they have really failed their investors in the last 2 years.
They want accurate dates too, though, don't they? Yeah. Like, not an arbitrary number.
I'm sure those investors are getting hate mail.
Yeah.
So, are you guys gonna buy it?
I got 2, so yeah.
Look at you. Are you gonna pay one red?
No, I'm gonna pay one dark blue though.
Nice.
Metallic blue. I got the turbo dark paint that Chris uses.
Oh, that would look so good.
Are you gonna paint mine too?
I'm afraid to do your stuff, man. I'll do mine, and if it looks good, I'll just give it to you, and then you give me yours.
Well, I bought 2 as well. I might buy a third one now. That's because you said it. Because I might.
Why do you need 3?
Because I got 2.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Hear this.
He asked me a question. He asked me a silly question. Well, he asked me a fair question. I want one in red. I want one in this original color, and I want one in whatever D is doing with that turbo. Because that paint that company has got some sick paints.
Yeah.
The only reason why I ask is because you recently said that you're going to be going through your collection.
Wow, why are you gonna do that on air? Why are you gonna do live? Why you gonna put me on the spot like that? Like you did it last week when D wasn't here. You made fun of D, and I protected D.
You didn't. You made fun of him just as bad.
You made fun of D, and I just protected. That's why I told D to leave. I said, D, leave, because I was protecting him. And you guys all were just bashing on him. Poor guy.
No.
I was the one that stood up for D.
But no, that makes sense because, you want a variant.
I'm going to fire my producer. I'm going to fire the producer. We have video evidence saying otherwise.
I was in the chat watching you guys.
Yeah.
So you saw me sincerely protect telling you to leave, right? I was like, leave, D. Get out. Get out while you can before your feelings are not hurt. But that is the rule, though. If you're not in the chat, you get made fun of, right? That's it. Sorry, not in chat. If you're not in the actual live, we can't. If somebody take away that option for him to start messaging.
No, he needs it. He's thriving right now. He's in his element.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So I'm gonna buy 3. I'll buy 3. I bought 2 already. I'll pre-order from somewhere else.
From Miami.
Yeah, I grabbed 2 from Miami, and then I'll grab something from like Big Bad Toy Store or something like that, or even Toy Snowman. I'm sure Toy Snowman has.
Oh yeah, they did do that too.
Yeah. Also give a shout out to Toy Crusaders. They just started. They just launched their website, and he actually showed some Transformers. He got a bunch of Transformers in. They look awesome. I'm excited for that gentleman. He is another place that we can go and get our toy hauls from. ToyCrusaders.com. Show some love to that person. Show some love to everybody that sells toys because they're awesome. They do such a great job, especially these people that pack it nicely for us with a lot of packaging material. Mm-hmm. And so it comes to your door nice and minty and fresh, right? I mean, we got some places, I'm not going to mention who, but they come in like all crunched up. Best Buy, the boxes Amazon. Are like, oh yeah, Amazon. They're all destroyed, right? I remember buying a Star Wars figure from Best Buy, and the box was literally crunched. Like, it's a good thing I opened it up, because if you're an inbox collector, you would be genuinely mad that this thing looked like it got stepped on, or the delivery truck drove over it before you dropped it off to my house.
This is the problem when you get these brands who start dipping into something they know nothing about. I know you're electronic toys, but you know what? Stick to electronics. You don't do action figures. I went to the Best Buy that's at the mall that I work at, and they got tons of those Star Wars Phantom Menace figure.
Yeah, the 50th anniversary, yeah.
And they're like $50, and they got tons of them there. I'm like, no.
No one's
You're
paying
dipping into-
$50.
Yeah, no. Best stuff.
I and D and Chris did not say that.
Yeah.
No.
Full
Our hands
disclosure.
are here. We're not
Yeah,
typing.
All right. So D, you're gonna Chris, if you were dabbling in this, let's say you allocated money, would you get this thing or no?
You know what? Can I just say I will be getting the Jean Grey Mayfax?
Yeah,
Oh, that's that I would be surprised if you didn't. I'd be really disappointed.
Yeah.
So
I'll be honest with you, very good looking figure. I love the detail on the face, the hair sculpt, the posability of these figures. When I was like, yeah. Look at that. It's like,
it's insane.
Is it someone's birthday? Because he's got 2 cakes right there.
All right. Accessory wise, let's talk about accessories on this guy. We didn't get to talk about that a little bit. So yes or no with the accessories, or lackluster?
I'm okay with them. There's not much. I mean, they could have given him additional, like, more faceplates if you really wanted.
What about the electricity feature? Is that just from the Titans, or is that from the comics too?
No, he has that in some of the comics.
So are we not?
Yeah,
should we not have gotten that?
A little, yeah.
Right. I would have preferred that instead of this rope, wire rope. Don't get me wrong, the wire rope looks cool. You could probably do some cool poses, but I would have preferred that maybe to break it up a little bit, right?
I think, but because they're just marketing this as the one from Hush,
yeah,
they are allowed to.
Maybe they're refrained from doing that.
Well, don't they also sometimes show you a few accessories, but then when the figure actually comes out, there's a few more that they add to it? Like, I have a feeling, we're gonna have another head sculpt for it.
Yeah, there's more than one head.
Yeah,
like they showed them off already.
Cool. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. I definitely want to see Robin come next. Hopefully in March or something, or maybe even April. They announce that. That'd be really cool. How much more characters can we build from this line? Is there many more?
Well, they keep branding it as Batman Hush, so they can use everyone in that comic. I hope they step out of that though and give us just DC.
Well,
characters.
Is Todd going to allow that? Because it's Todd's license, right? Is he? So he can block them. He can say,
Alvin, sorry, don't worry. He'll never do Hush because it doesn't have Wonder Woman, Superman,
or Batman.
Yeah.
No, it does have Batman.
It does have Batman, but
it doesn't have like a million different versions of Batman. It just has the Batman.
Right? Like, he's like, oh my God, we need to do a Hush Catwoman, but we only have a Wonder Woman body. What can I do?
We'll paint it black.
Which
but Azrael's coming out. Azrael's coming out from Mafex.
Oh yeah, okay, true. I think we'll get a Robin.
Yeah,
even like it would be like the Tim Drake looking one from that era.
I'll take anything at this point right now, aside from the Frank Miller version. I'll take one of the 3 first Robins because I don't have one in my collection. I've got one, but it's like from like 20 years ago, right? So, I mean, it looks great standing there, but it can't really do much in terms of posability. So, I would definitely welcome a Mafex Robin.
Do you like Tim Drake or no? Like,
I don't mind. Yeah, Tim, I don't mind. Damien,
he's just there. He's nothing to you. Yeah,
it's no big deal. It doesn't bother me. Yeah, it's got to be Tim, or Dick. Those are my 2 favorite Robins, probably.
I would really love to see them do maybe Batman 1989 and Batman Returns versions.
I doubt that Todd's team's going to give them
him. Mayfax.
No. Well, he owns the DC rights, right? So he can dictate what Mafex can do or not. So Mafex might have had this already in the works prior to Todd taking over. I would assume so because he just took over 2 years ago. So they might have had this already done. And maybe the reason why they got it is because it's cheaper to just do one portion of the DC universe or get the license just for one portion rather than the entire DC universe. It would have cost too much for them probably.
Okay, Todd McFarlane, he's starting up his Spawn again. You know what? Give up DC, please.
Hey, he likes Spawn. He's a Spawn guy.
No,
but
that's
like,
fine. He's coming out with his new Spawn figures. Give up the
Yeah.
DC line so someone
His
other
Spawn
toy
figures look
company.
better than the DC figures.
I know, because he doesn't care about the DC figures.
Which
Give it
is
to a
crazy.
company who's gonna care about it and give all the fans the characters they want to see, and not just the same every single freaking. I'm sorry, he just pisses me off. Excuse me.
You're not alone, my friend. You're not alone. He is really upset me too. That's why I don't collect his figures. Like I try to, support.
yeah, you tried. You saw.
I
You
tried.
put
I really
effort
did.
into
I
it.
tried to support it. And there were some good hits, but there were more duds than studs in that lineup. And I just got fed up with it because I'm like, how can I continue collecting this line if you're going to give me 1 out of 5 figures that's actually decent?
Yeah.
I just can't. It's so frustrating, right? I just gave away the Green Lantern to one of our coworkers. I just gave that away because I'm like, I don't want this. I just can't have this in my collection. Please take it away from me.
My wife told me to take out the trash.
Oh yes, it is. It is. Goes out every Tuesday morning.
Oh, bang bang!
All right, yeah, I'm definitely getting it. It's a cool figure. Mafex Nightwing. It is really, really hot right now. A lot of people are looking forward to this figure, and hopefully we get it this year. But I doubt it. It's going to be 2023 figure probably. All right, our next topic is D. You are looking forward to this because you kind of brought it to our attention, and I'm going to let you sort of take the reins on this, and we'll kind of sit back and enjoy.
So over the weekend, last week, there was a I don't know if you consider this a leak. Came out of the rumor mill. It says JT Prime put on an online list of the upcoming 60th anniversary Spider-Man packs. So we knew that Null was coming out because they teased it online. They didn't even tease it. They just showed us an image of the figure or the prototype, but it's saying that it's a 2-pack with Venom. So I'm kind of curious what Venom would they even give us? Because the old, like, I don't know, like we have the Monster Venom figure. We have the old, I think it was Sandman or Absorbing Man, Hyperion body one. And then we have the movie.
So I'm wondering if the Venom that we're going to get is going to be sort of this comic book version. Is there a difference in this Venom?
There is something at the end, and I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, so that's probably what it's going to be.
So I'm curious if they will do that.
Well, the word's already come out, right?
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah, I know. we won't ruin it for anybody here.
I was thinking about it. Like, should I put this image in? And I'm like, I better not. I'll be safe.
See, with this figure, we were told he's going to feature a taller height, kind of like with what we got with Surtur. This could easily be a deluxe figure because, I don't read the comics, but I play Marvel Future Fight where he is a boss character and there's so many cool features that you could give him. Like he's got a dragon that appears. He sits in the symbiote throne. So, instead of maybe doing another Venom, maybe because he is like the queen dad of the symbiotes. So like, wouldn't it be cool if he had like symbiote characters that surrounded him as new figures or, something maybe a little bit different?
I'll tell you why they're doing a 2-pack. This is Hasbro, classic Hasbro. What they do is, this is a brand new mold, right? This is a brand new mold. So they gotta put something that's not probably. I'm thinking that what we're gonna get is probably a reuse figure or parts. I'll be surprised if it's pinless and a all new body, but they have to put in a 2-pack to save some of that money or that cost from making this Null figure. This is all new, right? So it's going to cost them a lot of money. The first mold always costs them a lot of money. Then they have to find a way to. It's business, right? It's business where they have to recoup some of that money back from this. That's why you've got the Bucky Cat body even to this day. In the Marvel Doctor Strange wave, it's still there, present. So yeah, this guy's got pinless, but I'm wondering if Venom's gonna have to be pinless or gonna be reused. My money is it's gonna be reused. What are you thinking, D?
I think reused. I'm honestly surprised they just didn't make Null a Build-A-Figure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they're probably putting this 2-pack in to save some of that money because that
Yeah.
reuse is going to save them some money, right?
Yeah.
And put a higher price point.
Yeah, it's like a reverse of what they do. Usually they do a build a figure and then 2 years down the road they release it as a deluxe figure. But I will be quite shocked with if the Venom figure if that's who he's going to be coming with comes pinless. Maybe it'll be a nice introduction to a new Venom mold. Because
you know what? They might just use the Hasbro Pulse animated body on the.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
The Warpath body, and then just give him the old head from the previous figure, and then paint it black instead of highlights.
Save yourself a lot of money.
Yeah.
And mark it up to $9.99 or $19.99 per head.
Yeah.
Which I have a question for you guys. I know recently with Hasbro showing us these reveals, what are your guys' feeling about the renderings they show us? Like, would you rather see a actual production figure, or do you mind? I don't like seeing renderings.
Okay, so I just went through this with the G.I. Joe event that was on Friday. I'm okay with rendering if they, because I'd rather know what's coming to me, so it keeps me happy. I don't mind rendering. I'd rather have them tell me this and take their time and build it properly. So, and you know how collectors are, we're so anxious. We want to know, right? So this is their way of saying, hey, okay, you guys always want to know. We'll give you the renders, and then it allows us to gives us time to build it properly and give it to you guys even build stock up as well. Prototype takes a long time to get it right, and a lot of people just don't want to wait. We're very impatient, so that's what it is to me. I don't mind rendering. I don't know about you. What do you think, D?
I don't mind it. Even the prototypes look different by the time it's done.
That's what they always say, a little disclaimer in the bottom, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I love the prototypes. I like seeing prototypes in hand and they just come and present it. But if this is just easier and cheaper for them, then sure. Like I'm fine with it, whatever.
You, Chris?
I prefer seeing prototypes because you know what? If you're trying to sell people on a render, sometimes the render, whoever creates it, they think it looks good. I remember seeing the rendering for the AOA and I'm like, no. And then when I actually seen the figures, I'm like, okay, well, if they showed this, I would have been more excited and would have pre-ordered, so I wouldn't have to hunt down every single different figure.
Yeah, so that's a good point. Yeah,
there's pros and cons. There's always going to be, but like I just thought because we've been seeing more of it, what you guys thought about it.
Yeah.
Next up, they have Spider-Verse Penny and Spider 2-pack.
Right after Mafex.
But they did the same thing with Peter B. Parker as well. Like, so I'm like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I'm excited for that. I don't know how they will do the robot. Like, again, this would be a new figure.
It's gonna be
and
expensive.
Another one that could have been a Build-A-Figure. They could have done a Spider-Verse wave and had this as the Build-A-Figure. So not the one we got. We got a comic version one.
So did they announce this as a standalone deluxe?
This is a 2-pack as well, yeah.
Oh, okay. That's confirmed?
Oh, these are just rumors, guys. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with this is going to be a Build-A-Figure.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Or I feel like they're going to release it like Mojo.
Oh.
Because look at Penny's a small figure.
Yeah.
Like she wouldn't need a lot of sculpting and production. She'll have waist swivel, but that's it.
Yeah. Oh, that and like Spider-Ham as well. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That could be a good route. Yeah. Be a special. But I mean, it would make sense if they just did a wave because they can add the other characters that they missed, right? They can add Doc Ock's female version.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Olivia.
They could add, what's the name? The gentleman with the hat and trench coat.
Noir.
They can add him. Who else is missing? Could they add Peter Parker, the one that passed away, and Kingpin as well?
Yeah, they could have.
And I think anybody else missing?
I mean, this Scorpion was ugly and gross.
And
so
then how about 2099? They can add him.
Yeah,
They'd probably wait for a movie wave for that.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That this might drop during the movie time, right?
Oh yeah.
To get the movie all hyped up. So, yeah.
But I probably won't get it. But looking at this image and the color, I think if they did it really well in action figure form, it would look so good, and I'd be very tempted to get it. If they
what am I
kept
talking
it,
about? I wouldn't get that because I pre-ordered. I'm going to get that Sentinel one, so I don't need that. Like, that's another thing, right?
Oh
like,
yeah, not Mayfax, Sentinel. Yeah.
Do we need?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I mean, Hasbro should definitely do this.
This is not going to be that expensive.
No.
Yeah, you can. You can do it.
But
it's
should
gonna
I
be.
know?
You're gonna get it. Why even say
the same reason my Hasbro Miles.
This guy's the guy that has a million Venoms, million Spider-Mans. Do I need?
Come on,
get out of here with that garbage.
Get out of here. Next up, we have Homecoming Ned and Peter. So there's no prototype or image in it.
Do we need this?
I don't care about this at all. I didn't get the Homecoming Far From Home Michelle and Peter.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
I didn't get that. I didn't care about it.
This is a Target exclusive.
Hey, you know what? That's a good way to do it. Yeah, it's an exclusive. Good, cool. Those who want it will get it. Those who don't care, no big deal.
And then another 2-pack is Spinneret and Spiderman. Now, Alvin and I were talking about this.
Like, I know.
2 days before, and I was like, oh, "Okay, cool, Alvin." Like,
I can't wait. I can't wait.
I hope they do it on the new female body, not the old. Like, there's a Spider-Woman body out there that they keep using.
You're talking about Shriek, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, for the love of God, Spider-Man figures need to articulate, please.
See, pinless.
It'd be nice if they added.
It's just better.
Yeah, it's got bicep swivel, butterfly joint.
Oh yeah, double jointed because she has spider powers in that suit. So I don't want like
she has butterfly joint, right?
No, she doesn't. But she has double jointed elbows.
You know who has butterfly joints? A female figure that's really good from Hasbro is Lady J from G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah.
That's a good figure. That's a great figure.
Power Rangers too. It's like Legends are getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah,
you have to beg them to use features their other lines have.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that she has really good articulation. I mean, like I said, Spider-Man figures need to have really good articulation, right?
We were talking about money before. In this case, I don't think she will. I think they'll just use the old Spider-Woman, body.
So disappointing. Pinless would be nice.
Yeah.
One can dream.
One can dream. They're just gonna repaint it.
Maybe Sentinel. I mean, these guys are they're sticking around. They're not one-hit wonders. They're sticking around. That Peter B. Parker, I should be getting it any day now. I don't know what's taking so long for DHL to get it to my house.
Where'd you order
DHL?
I ordered from Miami.
I don't even remember where I ordered from. But I hope to get it too as well. It looks nice. Like
I ordered 2 of them. So only reason I ordered 2, Chris. Calm down, Chris. Chris is already like flaming here.
Yeah.
I ordered 2 because I want one to be Peter B and one to be Peter. Because it comes with the head, right? So, and it does have different bellies too. That's hilarious.
I like that.
That's so cool.
I like that a lot.
So I definitely want to. I don't know. I just love Peter B. Parker. He's just such a funny, awesome Spider-Man. Right?
Yeah.
That's the one from Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah. I just love him in his joggers.
I don't know why, but seeing him in the movie, I don't know why. One of our local collector friends, Brad, he makes me think of Brad. Probably just the hair color. I don't know. It's weird.
That's a compliment, Brad, if you see this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'd be like, that's awesome. Sweet. Next up, we have the Japanese Spider-Man toy one. Would you get this?
Sorry, which one? Our producer's busy not producing.
That one, the toy one.
I missed the SH Figure Arts one, but I'm gonna get this because it's at a cheaper price point, and I would love to have another variation of Spider-Man in my collection.
Yeah, it's a good
getting a beer. Sorry. Oh,
he's fueling up.
Well then, have at it.
Is this the one that
job?
This is the one that based on the Japanese one, right? Where you have the weird cuffs.
Now they're gonna give us the robot as a deluxe.
It doesn't say that, and I doubt it.
Yeah.
But that would have been cool.
They're not doing that.
Not at all.
That is a shame. One of his features is to control a robot. He doesn't even get that, so that kind of sucks.
Yeah, but he's
Build
got
a
his
figure.
He's got his Morpher. Yeah, this is if this is not a Power Ranger crossover, I don't know what is. This is a perfect opportunity for them to do a Power Ranger crossover. They already done it with.
They do it with
It's
everyone.
the
They did it with the
Morphin
Justice League. They did it with Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
What else is there? So Amazing Fantasy 15. So it's classic look. So I think they'll just reuse an old body and just change the head sculpt, maybe the eyes.
Yeah.
That's not much.
I'll take
Change the
this.
spider logo.
This is Jack Kirby, right?
Yeah.
This
Black
looks like a
covers
Jack
like that.
Kirby. Yeah, that's one of my favorites. Artists,
I would
so.
take this if they did the cell shading, because if you're going for that classic Spider-Man look,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
a cell shading would be really nice on this, and then have the box look like the comic book cover.
But then everyone's gonna want cell shading for other characters too. Then.
Well, they're doing it already for X-Men figures, so why not expand it into Spider-Man?
Well, it
Well,
is
like-
the anniversary of the show, right?
Yeah.
So VHS tapes, anybody?
I don't know if they would. I think they'd just give us some like the Ditka style emblem. Put it in.
Oh, this is
the retro
Ditka.
card.
Sorry, Ditka,
Ditka.
not Jack Kirby.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't even
Yeah,
catch that.
Ditka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if
I
you
was-
want to argue, because people like Stanley or him, who made it? Who made it?
it was
Ditka or
Ditka.
Stanley?
Ditka did it.
You think
Come
so?
on. Who knows? I don't know. I wasn't there.
Give
It was a
Ditko his
while
credit.
ago. Whoever did it, good for them.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you,
We
sirs.
love you.
Yeah, I don't think they'll put much effort into it other than like the Hulk retro pack, the Captain America anniversary like packaging. Just same thing.
Mhm.
And then we also got the 90s cartoon version. There we go. So same thing, same costume. The web lines are spaced out more.
Mhm.
The spider logo is different, and there's a box instead of the web going through, as you can see there.
I loved this show so much.
Yeah, but it was like the definitive Spider-Man show. People still talk about it today.
So, okay, quick question. Since they're bringing X-Men back, do you think they might bring this show back?
I would love it if they did.
It'd be a possibility.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't.
Would you be okay if they continued and brought in Mary Jane and the daughter?
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
That'd be fine, but I'd say start. Well, with the X-Men, they're going to be picking up where they last left
Yeah,
off.
that's
So
what
I
I'm
guess
saying,
they could do that with Spider-Man. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'd welcome the family. That'd be pretty cool, dynamic, right?
Yeah.
The family of this, like maybe the daughter's maybe the first season the daughter is still exploring her powers and doesn't want to tell the
Hashtag
parents.
Dreamboat.
Because like the last episode, Madam Web takes him to find Mary Jane in the void or whatever.
Yeah.
So we assume he found her, hopefully. Like
Yeah.
it could pick up like a few years later, like after he finds her. But I think they would give us an alternate head, except it's
They
not
better
very
give
good.
us an alternate
Yeah.
head.
I think they're just going to
gonna
repackage
riot.
the old one without glasses.
No, don't
I think
say
that's
that.
what they do. The same reason Miles doesn't look like any Miles I've seen on paper or game. The Gamerverse Miles alternate head doesn't look like him at all.
He's always crushing hopes and dreams.
I don't like to get my hopes up. Ideally, I want that head.
Yeah, everybody does.
Fantastic. Chef's kiss.
Everybody that watched that show wants that. That's why people were disappointed when they saw the retro and were like, "What is this? This is not Peter. This is his brother, Steve."
Yeah, you can't come out with a figure that's supposed to represent the retro cartoon and give a completely different head sculpt. It just doesn't make sense,
He didn't look
that-
like any era. of
Well, in
Peter
fairness,
Parker.
it's retro carded. It doesn't say it's from the animation though.
No,
does
but
it?
which version of Peter is that supposed to be?
I know. Who knows? It could be one of the many that we have. But
But I'd be
yeah,
happy
no.
with that one.
Look at his eyes, like so, emerald green.
And then speaking of animated, they said the lizard figure as well, and we've already got one. So I'm thinking, would they just repackage that one?
No, not
Or-
this lizard. This lizard. There we go.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like, would they repackage the action figure?
No.
You don't
If
think
it's from the animation, they got to give it this head because
But they never said that. They just labeled it.
yeah,
as
they never
lizard.
said that. It's true, but people have been telling them direct, and they do listen. The Marvel Legends team does listen from time to time and I'm sure they got a million emails, texts, whatever it is, to them about give us this head, not a Jurassic lizard, right? So, yeah, not a raptor, a lizard.
Well,
They could do what they did.
they could save money and give us a whole new head sculpt and still use the old body, but
right?
with more of Reptar.
It's like Reptar.
With a whole new paint job, like that could be very animated with it. Yeah, why does that look like? Clever girl? You know, that's all I think of when I see that.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. The body wasn't that great, actually.
I was thinking like, so they did this for Sandman and made him smaller, but they got to reuse parts for that, so it's not like they had to waste a lot of money. I was thinking maybe they do a smaller version of the lizard, but that would be too much, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping they use a whole new body. I didn't like this. It was floppy. The tail was annoying. Yeah, we'll see.
It looked cool in the pictures, and I can't even get mine to stand.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Anything else?
And then there was the Iron Spider, the one I'm looking forward to, the one that showed up in the Civil War comic.
Yeah.
This was already announced, but they're saying like this is coming out in conjunction with this anniversary.
Are we upset it's not chrome? Like it's not brighter and shinier?
I mean, I wish the arms weren't mustard.
Yeah.
But
hopefully it looks better in person, because sometimes they're good with giving us production photos, but then when we get the actual figure in hand, it's actually pretty nice. So that's what I'm hoping for this figure, because this figure looks effing sweet.
You think it'll be like, the swirly, marbling, metallic red plastic?
I wish they would.
If it's that same paint job from the Iron Man that we got,
I was thinking, yeah, okay.
I'm in.
That one wasn't bad, actually.
Yeah, I'm in. But from the looks of it, it doesn't look like it.
I think I'd just be okay with this regardless. I'm just happy we see this dude. And then
Waldo. Where's Waldo? Give me 3 Waldos.
I like the webbing effect. Hopefully it came with that webbing effect.
Wait, hold on. I touched a nerve with D. He has OCD. There's only 3 Waldos.
Yeah, why did they draw him like that?
Why is it? Are you okay with it? Will you be okay with this, D?
Every person after had 4. Superior Spider-Man had 4. Like, what is this? Who signed off on that?
Will you be okay? Are you gonna drill a hole in the back and put another one in there?
Or take the one from the movie, the MCU one, and just swap it out?
It's driving me.
So stupid. So stupid.
Oh boy. Oh. All right. Anything else?
No, that covers most of it. So hopefully this rumor is accurate. They've posted before and they've all come out. I don't know.
Such a variety, huh?
I don't know how these rumors start to obviously someone leaked it to your friend and now your friend's leaking it. How much trouble are you in at that point?
Somebody's gonna get it. 6X Spider. It's a beetle.
Oh my god.
Beetle man.
You're striking D. You're striking his nerves.
No, he's not wrong. Can't argue that. Tony's supposed to be a genius. He can't count. Goodness gracious.
Easy there, Tiger. Easy.
He was on the sauce when he was.
He's still going off.
Okay, next move. I'm done. I got it out of my system.
Rant over.
Yeah.
All right, next topic.
He's gonna hydrate now.
Yeah, a little parched.
Yeah.
Dehydrated after that.
Yeah.
You are awesome on air, D. You are awesome. You are the reason why the show still goes on. All right, yeah, let's get into our final topic of the day. It is Peacemaker episode 4, the HBO Max hit show. Can we say hit now? Because there is
I think it's getting like an 8.6.
I think it's a hit. Yeah.
It's James Gunn's baby and John Cena's baby, and they did a fantastic job so far. Episode 4 is labeled The Chode Less Travel.
I love these names.
I had to look at that a few times.
What?
I'm like,
you didn't know it? Okay.
Okay. It does say chode. Okay.
Yeah, the chode. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't know what that is, please go look it up. We are not going to give you the definition of it here. So the chode less traveled. Basically, it's a play on John Cena's character traveling sort of in the uncharted territories. Is that what it's hinting at?
He's discovering a road that he hasn't really gone down. That he
Emotional road.
Yeah.
Emotional road, definitely
Yeah.
an emotional road, especially like learning more about. This was such a great episode. If you don't mind me going on,
Why don't you start it off since you're in it already? Go for it.
I love when we get, I'll start out by saying, the third episode, it was fun. I'm like, okay, it's kind of feeling repetitive, but then this episode just brought me back. It's giving us a little more character development, a little more understanding of who each character is, especially Peacemaker's and his best friend. What a great episode for him and his...
Eagly wasn't on that much.
His other best friend.
I got you there.
Oh my god. Of course, his name's slipping me.
Vigilante?
Huh?
Vigilante.
Yes, thank you. Seeing him in this episode is just, especially that prison scene, is oh my god. I'm not going to talk about it, but like...
Let's start with the beginning here. So they're basically continuing from where they left off. They left the compound of the senator that they assassinated, and they're in this delivery truck. All of them, including Judo Master, who just flops over, right? So they captured Judo Master. Vigilante's still crying about his toe that was almost cut off, and he'll never walk again. So, and they're all in there, and John Cena's character's, just laughing at the toe that's all snipped off. And he doesn't tell anybody. Yeah, so they're about to. She asks, "What should we do with this guy?" And they both of them start automatically get their guns out to blow his brains off. Which, in hindsight, they should have done that. That would have saved them a lot of headache.
They have no problem killing anyone else,
right?
Like random bodyguards, they would just drop in a second. But him, they keep alive. Okay, all right.
So they basically take Judo Master back to the compound or their headquarters, and he is economist is told to keep the guy alive. Okay, so he puts an IV in him and it keeps him alive in that other room, straps him down so he doesn't get away or anything. And then the is it Morin? I can't remember the guy's name. The gentleman that's in charge.
The leader?
Yeah. Morin, right?
Oh,
or Morin. I can't remember.
It's Seaman or Simon
Mern, okay.
Mern.
Whatever his name is. He gets John Cena in the room and it's about to tell him off. Well, it's just basically, he's just pointing out the fact that Peacemaker, I keep saying John Cena, Peacemaker didn't pull the trigger. And why didn't he pull the trigger? So he's concerned about that. And Peacemaker is saying that he automatically goes, because it didn't have a dove on it, okay? It didn't have a dove on it. I wanted that dove on there. Otherwise, and then he goes, oh, and by the way, you told me not, you didn't tell me that I had to kill children. And, the guy's like, well, I'll kill women, moms and kids and whatever, all that's for peace. And then he's like, but I won't kill children because you tell me to, which made no sense at all. Yeah, it makes no sense at all. But there's obviously an underlying issue with him dealing with what he did to Rick in Suicide 2. If you haven't watched it, that's your fault, because I am going to mention it right now. It's relevant. Maybe if you're listening and you want to watch it, go turn it off and go watch Suicide 2 because it's a great movie. All right, so yeah, it's probably PTSD he's dealing with about killing Rick and having to come to grips with why he killed somebody that was a good person. Maybe that's the reason. I'm thinking that's the only reason. What do you guys think? Why he didn't pull the trigger?
There's more to it than that. Like, he's killed a lot of people, and he's upset about Rick Flag because he said Peacemaker, what a joke. Like, that's what that pushed him over the edge. I don't know. Like, he doesn't seem like the type who would care about something like that. But I'm glad they did make him care, because he would have seemed like just completely awful otherwise. It's just
he seems very conflicted in the episode. You know, he's looking back at what he's done in the movie to where he is now, because, you know, that episode when he tells Peacemaker that he's got to kill the kids, he's like, well, he seems like he's putting more thought into it, because in the Suicide Squad movie, when he was about to take out Rat Girl, he wasn't second guessing it. He was gonna
he's gonna blow Ratcatcher's head off. Like, he was fine with that.
But then when it came to these kids, it's like, okay, you know, but that's the great thing about this character. He's not one note. We're getting different.
Okay.
You know. Yeah.
So maybe he's changing. Maybe he's just changing into a different person now. Maybe he's realizing there's consequences. There's, you know, things at stake here, and the douchebag that he was in the movie is not there anymore, or there's an evolution now happening inside him. His psyche is changing, the way he's thinking now. He's becoming the superhero, right?
Well, especially that conversation with the neighbor, which we'll bring up later, I guess. You know, you don't want to go through it like scene by scene.
Yeah, we won't go through it. So anyways, he's told to go home. The little nice drive home with Vigilante. I just love these two together. They're so good.
I wasn't
play
sure
off
about
each
him
other.
first.
What's that?
I wasn't sure about Vigilante. Like, I didn't think I'd hate him, but I was like, okay, like, what's his deal? Like, every time he opens his mouth, as ridiculous as it sounds, I love everything he says.
There was an Easter egg dropped in that conversation too, about a DC character that eats everything.
Oh yeah, Matter Eater Lad.
He eats everything.
Yes,
he ate a Wendy's restaurant. Not the food in the restaurant itself. Apparently he's so strong at eating that he can actually bite a chunk of Superman off. That's crazy.
No, that's his thing. But he's like, that's his like one and only power. So you can just punch him in the face if you before the
he's gnawing on you.
Yeah.
And you just punch him.
He treads that fine line of being annoying but funny. Like, I don't like when they overdo the like, oh, look at him, he's crazy and zany.
But they're comedian. But they're adding all these characters into the DC universe, because you know they're now in there, especially Batman. Now you know it's in that universe because he talks about Batman, right? So all these characters are in this universe, which is cool because it's expanding the universe.
Batmite, they're even going so far out there with like Batmite and Matter Eater Lad.
I just love these obscure characters drops. It's awesome. It expands it.
And Vigilante, when he de-costumes and you see him for who he is, it's this guy's a big nerd. How is he like a hero or an anti-hero?
It does a great it's great to see that character. I really love the two of them together in that car. They're like, he's like, you know, you just basically sold me out, right? Like, my toe was getting cut off and you just didn't care about me.
I want to thank you for letting me deal with that, because I know it was a way of building my character. I'm like, wow, passive aggressive.
All right, so what else is going on, guys? So we've got that scene.
Chris, you said the last episode kind of dragged on. My problem is they're all blurring together. So I know the start, the middle, and the end, but in between, like, things are happening. And I'm like, okay, they're here, and then stuff happens, and then it's not bad, but I can't tell you what happened. But like, I can't divide episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. Like, it's just all one continuous thing for me at this point.
Maybe that's the idea.
Yeah, maybe. I'm not hating on it. It's just like, I can't even.
It's smoothed out, right? It's smoothed out. Maybe that's James Gunn's approach to doing TV shows, right?
Which is kind of a new take, because like where one episode, it doesn't really end, it just continues and it keeps going into every episode. So, but which makes it hard, because when we were talking about the first 3 episodes, it's like, no, wait, no, that's third episode, but we're only on the second one.
And we're not saying this because it's bad. We're just saying it's just a good flow.
Yeah.
But
Like if someone's like recap episode 3, like I'll try. I'll just tell you the whole thing start to finish. That's easier for me.
Let me just go back and recap what I already talked about.
Yeah.
You know,
So let's talk about some of the highlights in this episode. We get more character development, like you're saying, Chris. We get to learn about Vigilante a little bit because his dad, ran away because he decided to, what was his reason?
to be with another guy.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
Because he
and
was
then John,
ashamed of Vigilante, which makes no sense.
and then
As
we
long as
see,
he's happy.
yeah, and then we get more of clarification on who Peacemaker's dad is. It's confirmed it's White Dragon because we see the costume. That's a badass looking costume, even though it is super racist.
Yeah.
But it is pretty badass costume. We go back into the chamber here. This what is this void? It's a
I
it's a
love how
universe,
they,
right?
I love how they quickly he described it, because when we were talking about it last podcast, you were saying how it was like this next dimension, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. It's like, where did this come from? But he kind of explains it a little bit, which I thought, oh, okay, that's what Elvin meant.
Yeah, Vigilante just walks in nonchalant, right? And both of them just kind of talk about it as no big deal. This dimension that's existing. They're like, yeah, it's just like a huge closet of toys and stuff in here.
Because we're at a point now where supers exist, so this kind of stuff is possible, and they're just okay with it. Like they've seen some stuff apparently. So
apparently this guy's smarter than Bruce Wayne, his dad.
Yeah.
And which is really scary. And then Peacemaker just grabs all the helmets and throws in his duffel bag. He's like, I'll just grab all my, which is what he should be doing. Like, why would you just grab one helmet? Just grab them all. Yeah. I would like to see each one of them activated.
The problem is, we as the audience would love that, but Peacemaker is an idiot. So he's basically carrying a bag of nukes in his hand, and he doesn't know what each one does.
Nope, no idea.
Yeah, but I'm excited to see what they do.
Let's hope he gets to use a couple of them. We saw one of them; it was pretty badass, right? So, all right. So another highlight is we have Judo Master tied up, or so we thought, and he wiggles his way, his little pudgy little body out, and he gets out, and Economist is like, what the hell? Where did this guy go? And then you see him come out of the closet with a bag of Doritos.
Yeah, I love he's always
I just love it. He just finds chip everywhere. In every place he finds a bag of chips somewhere, and he's just like, no, it's a chip. And then Economist turns around and just scissor kicks him. He does a Taekwondo sidekick right in the suplex, and then he goes into the table. Economist out, well, not out cold, but then at that time John Cena and so-called whatever is heading back home. Now, was this before the prison scene, or this is after the prison scene? I can't remember.
This is before, because before that, which I kind of want to touch on because we missed it. After they get the helmets and the thing from his dad's place, the neighbor comes out. And
yes,
where he got that conflict of like, he's kind of second guessing for who he is. There we go. He asks him about his circle of enemies or superhero friends, and
his rogues gallery.
Yes, exactly. And he's not sure, but a lot of name drops during this scene, like Batman.
Yeah.
And he's not sure if he's a superhero or an enemy, but the old guy kind of brings up the fact that, well, you have no friends, which makes you a villain. And he didn't like the sound of that. So, I think for him at this point was a little self-discovery, which is also going to play into the scene that's at the prison when he talks to his dad. So
that whole thing too, like Vigilante's like, your dad's super racist, so you're probably racist too. That's why no one likes you. Like they keep piled on every reason why people don't
acts
like him.
Like a duck, Squicks. Yeah. Remember, he's just trying to explain ducks, and he just gets it all wrong.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that the neighbor is just going off him about, hey, you said you're like Batman, you're nothing like Batman, and he's like, yeah, you're right, I'm nothing like Batman because Batman, allows the criminals to come back into society and kill people. So he's a murderer. I'm not a murderer. And Batman's like, you know what? And he just goes after, like, he just lays it out about how pathetic Batman is in his mind. And I chuckled because he is telling the truth in some ways, right? I mean, Batman should take care of some of these villains because they keep getting out and killing people. So
that's society's problem at that point. Like, he did 90% of their job. It's up to the criminal justice system to handle it at that point.
At some point, Batman needs to make he should make his own prison, right?
Though I do have a feeling that
Justin pointed out.
Yeah.
Did they retcon Batflick? Killing people. Okay, yeah, they did. This isn't the same one, even though it is, because you see him in the first Suicide Squad movie.
I think this is sort of making fun of that.
Yeah.
Because there was a big divide on should Batman kill or not. So I think this was their way of trying to poke fun at that whole big topic about Batman killing, which I think was, quite hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that this nosy neighbor is going to play a big part later on in the season.
How so?
He acts all like aloof and like, oh, I'm just cutting. He's always out there cutting the bushes. So he's obviously paying attention. So I think he's smarter than what people might not be thinking. He's just an extra neighbor, but I feel like there's something about him that he knows something.
New Alfred confirmed. What are you talking about? Justin should get on. Justin should get on here and talk about it with us because he did, I think, watch it. So
did you watch it, Justin?
I did.
Oh, look at you!
I did watch it. Well, you hadn't introduced me at all.
Oh, I'm sorry, Justin.
Yeah, that was. Oh, yeah, I didn't even think.
blame it on me. Everybody blame it. There's three of us, but blame it on me. Yes. Anyways, Justin, what did you think of the beginning scenes?
So, going back, I do have to agree with D in that all the episodes are kind of bleeding together, which is, at first I was like, I don't really remember episode to episode, but I do think they are kind of going, James Gunn specifically is going for kind of more of like a mini series feel, which, compared to, and again, I'm just going to go back to Boba Fett, and because that's really the only other thing that I'm watching, is that it's a really good thing because now there's no like, oh, this episode was good, this episode was bad. There aren't any super standout episodes because it feels just like a series. Like it feels like
one giant movie.
Yeah. So all of them kind of feel the same and go into each other, which I think is exceptionally good for storytelling. Because if we can't tell like what happened in episode 3 versus episode 2, but we're still wanting to be like, oh, this is all the things that happened, I think that's just proving that the storytelling is done so well.
Yeah.
And like because the first 3 episodes I watched back to back, and then this one was the first one that I like waited the week for. And same thing. I was excited to watch it, but also was just like, I don't know which one was which. And where am I? And
where are we now? Where are we now in this story? I did mention about Judo Master getting free a little bit. And then
he found out his dad went to jail because he was talking to the neighbor.
Yeah, he was super pissed.
Yeah. And then
how many episodes are scheduled in this season? Is it
8,
6 or 7 or
8?
Oh, it's 8. Okay.
Yeah.
So after Peacemaker finds out that his dad went to jail, he goes to visit his dad in jail. And this is a big scene where we learn about how his father really felt about him. And it was crazy because that was pretty intense to say something like that to your kid.
Man, I felt
and
bad.
I'm gonna say,
it hurt.
And now we get Peacemaker looking at his father, who he's so protective of, even though Peacemaker seems to be open-minded, but his dad's such a racist. And
Yeah.
I mean,
he's
his dad's
like,
just clearly a villain. Like they're like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
Are we going to see the two of them go toe to toe?
I have a feeling we probably will see that because he's got
They
the
gotta
I
put
mean,
that
they
suit
showed
on
off
him.
the suit. Yeah,
They gotta
exactly.
put it
They
on.
teased
You
the
don't show
suit.
up with armor and don't put it on. right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Unless it's just an Easter egg they thought to throw in there, but it'd be a terrible one to not make use of. So, at this point, he finds out that his dad liked his brother more. And we didn't really hear too much about him having a brother,
Yeah.
which, he kind of learns that the file that these CIA Black Ops has of Peacemaker, there's information in there about his past. Well, a little bit about his past. And he goes to find what's her name? Oh my god. Latoya?
Which one?
Latoya Jackson?
Yeah, Latoya Jackson.
The short blonde hair core.
Oh, was it Emily or something? Amelia.
Amelia, yeah.
Okay. And so, we get her sassy bitchiness again. And she kind of feels bad for him. So he tells her that, you had a brother and that he died mysteriously and you were somehow involved in it. So then and there, you see a little kind of a flick of the switch in his mind.
Light bulb goes off and he's like, okay.
So it was a very intense episode.
Yeah, it definitely was. That part was intense for me. Like I just found that really hard to deal with because I'm looking at him and like, man, this guy's just his life is a mess, right? It's a mess. No wonder he is who he is because of his upbringing. And then his father forcing him to take a knife and then gut somebody as well. Like
So now,
sorry,
is Peacemaker like? Is he? Now I don't know too much about the backstory or lore or anything, but is it like a amnesia thing, or is him just like blocking out his childhood from traumatic events, which would
traumatic
make sense?
events? Yeah,
Seems like
this
it is,
And so it seems like he's just like, oh, there's a file on me. I remember having a brother. Okay, so now he's just like relearning all these things and having to dig and find through all like the Black Ops files, and then the like good thing in his life when everyone's just like, your dad's a bigot, he sucks, and then he's like, no, but I love him, and then you're like, hey, he doesn't love you, and he's like, oh. So
I love when Vigilante goes to him. You should shoot your dad. No, man, I'm not going to kill my dad.
Yeah,
that's my dad.
And I think that describes, that really paints us a picture of why Peacemaker is the way he is. He's a little bit childish because he's got this terrible upbringing that he's trying to cover it up with the childhood that he never had. So, yet he's still an adult. He still has that bit of a immature mind. So that I can relate to 100%. But no, yeah. So
prison went great, I guess, to bring back old family memories. So that was a great reunion. And he leaves, and this is a drive home. They get a call in the car from Economist, which I was mentioning, gets kicked, blah, blah, blah. They get there, and he basically says he ran out the back or the alley or the hallway or whatever. And this is a cool scene where John Cena's Peacemaker jumps off and does the sticks the landing.
Superhero landing.
He sticks the superhero landing and basically goes to this parking lot. I wonder where that location is. That looks like North Vancouver.
It's
I was thinking...
it's Cloverdale.
Is it?
They film a lot of little city shots in Cloverdale because that building that they're in is the book, movie, restaurant that they used in the Netflix Sabrina.
Cloverdale. Okay, nice. I'm about 10 minutes from there. So he sticks the landing and he's in the parking lot and he's just like, hey, where are you, buddy? Let's do this, round 2.
Right. They had a little chip bag, like
that was so good. Did anybody catch the label? Was it a Doritos or Cheetos?
Just spicy hot Cheetos.
You know,
Or
they're
Flamin' Hot
missing so
Cheetos.
many opportunities to do commercials, like Wendy's. They talked about Wendy's, right?
Yeah.
They
No, they
definitely
had Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Yeah, they're not missing anything. They're
They had
just
a plug. No,
no,
Yeah.
man. Like they should do commercials. Like Peacemaker should do commercials.
Oh, in
Like, this is a
general.
missed
Yeah.
opportunity. Missed opportunity
Yeah.
to do commercials. Like Judo Master should be in a commercial eating chips. Like that is sick,
Yeah.
right?
Frito-Lay's Judo
Yes.
Master edition.
So they get this little epic fight scene going on, and it's just so funny. I can't stop
It was-
laughing. This scene is so funny.
It was such a good fight. Like, and I know that like John Cena is obviously a pro wrestler, so like it's a joy to watch him do choreography like that because that's
Yeah.
literally his bread and butter. And the fight
Mhm.
scenes are so well done.
Yeah,
And like it wasn't even that long or super intense, but
Yeah.
just like the hits were hard. The camera wasn't too shit. Like you see everything.
the toss
And-
of Judo Master on,
Oh,
on the hood of the car.
dude, it was so good.
Yeah,
I love the beginning of it where he's like, "You big buffoon." Well, that's really immature, you shrimp.
Yeah. Yeah.
and so it all ends with basically a shot to the chest.
Mhm.
Leota.
You get, Yeah.
Does it. The Yoda Jackson.
yeah. Do you want to carry on from there?
Well, this whole last 2 episodes, she's freaking out because she hesitated and she's like, "Oh, I never killed anyone before. I never killed anyone before." And she picks that moment to shoot Judo
Yeah.
Master when he's about to reveal, like, "You don't understand. The butterflies are not what they
Oh my
seem."
God.
So
The
she
butterflies
shoots
are
yeah. So I was annoyed at her, like a little bit. I had a little bit of hate going on
Yeah.
for her. He's like, oh god.
And then she's like, I've never killed anyone. And he looks down and he's still breathing. He's like, well, you still haven't. You're okay.
Yeah.
And
It's
this
like
whole
that cliffhanger 3/4 of the way through the show before it even ends, and you're like, "God dang it!"
Yeah.
You know, we're about to find out some big information, and not anymore.
But what I liked about her is she tried to be crafty too earlier in the episode. Like she's like, "Oh man, Peacemaker would be such a cool guy if like his dad didn't exist," to Vigilante, who obviously has issues with like there's no gray area with him. Either you're good or I'll kill
Yeah.
you. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
so he's like, "Huh, you have a good point. I have to go now." And then she basically like choreographed
Yo,
a manufactured a way for him to get into prison to kill his dad
the
because
scene of him getting into the prison when he just like goes
Oh
to
my
the
God.
lunch area and
what
there's all like,
was
the
that?
prison
It was
guards
so
around,
funny.
and,
It was-
and he goes to pick up the garbage can, but it's
Oh
too
my
heavy.
God.
So he just like carries it down the field, and everyone's just like, "What the hell is he doing?" And
And why
I
are
was like,
police
oh, maybe he's
officers having
gonna-
a picnic outside? I want to know that.
yeah, it's the
Lunch
lunch hour,
hour.
whatever.
it's a nice day. It's a nice day out.
Yeah,
It wasn't
also-
gray. It was gray outside.
Also, the scene before he does that, he's like, "Okay, I'm gotta go," and she's like, "Okay, Vigilante." He's like, "I'm not Vigilante." No, I was about to cough.
Why are you limping? I'm not limping.
It was a
Ball injury.
snowboard
Yes,
accident.
snowboard accident. Yeah.
Oh, it's so
man.
good.
So anyway, so he smashes the stupid window.
Doesn't even smash it because it's like the
It's like
reinforced
barred.
glass.
Yeah,
So
reinforced.
he
It has
just
bars.
throws it and it just goes.
It's a bulletproof window. It's not gonna shatter either.
Yeah. So it just kind of
So-
caves in.
And he's like, "Oh, just be careful with my pinky.
I have an injury on my right foot.
Yeah, be careful with that." Anyways,
Yeah.
he goes to prison, and he brought the heat. This changed my whole view on who he is.
Yeah.
He walked right in like a boss. Look at these guys. Like these clowns are making fun of him. He's just like la 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 la. None of you got nothing on me. You have no idea who you're
Yeah.
messing with, right? And at this time, I'm just thinking this guy's a clown. He's just gonna get dummied, probably, right? And
I thought he would be like cool because they're like, isn't he?
so
wanted
you
for, like-
actually thought that he had some actual?
I thought he had
skills?
skills because like this guy's wanted like for like 36 like accounts.
Yeah.
So I was like,
He
he
has
has to
skills,
have.
but you think he's one of those dork ones where he's got luck on his side. Like the way you see him walking through that
Yeah.
prison hallway, you're like, okay, he's gonna have this plan of being this tough guy, but his ass is gonna get kicked
Like you
so
thought it was
hard.
like You thought it was like Kick-Ass level instead of.
I just thought he's a goofball because like that picture right there.
Oh my god.
And then also the fact that he's trying to move a garbage can and can't do it successfully.
Yeah.
So there's reasons why I think this guy.
Plus, he sucked. Right? He sucked originally when he was fighting Judo Master too. Like,
he was terrible. Yeah. Right. So I just thought like he just uses guns to kill people, not actually himself, right? And then he's in prison, and then he goes and sits with Peacemaker's dad.
Yeah.
And he just says these one-liners that we're not going to say on the air.
Oh, no,
but
it was good.
They were just like, ugh. And it just like, okay, you want to go? And then it was just like cracking elbows, breaking faces, like knuckle sandwiches all day long.
And he also made them throw the first punch because like there's cameras. So it's like, and his dad even says that he's like, I'm not an idiot. Like he did all the right stuff.
Yeah. They're going after him, and he's just kicking some butt, and he got some, prison credit there. And then, of course, we go back to the office, and I always get this guy's name wrong. Mern. Is this going to be another Minotaur thing for me? Yes. This is insane. This is insane.
Oh, so good. Like, look at his arm.
Yeah. He's like, my toe.
Yeah, right. Just the first, he takes his glasses off, throws the chair at him,
bang! It's just like one after another.
Like
the elbow.
The filming of the fight scenes are so good.
Yeah. It just
and then tries to get the dad to take another punch, and he's just like, no, I'm not.
That
I'm not
episode alone. That scene alone. Like is probably the best scene in the entire episode for me.
Yeah,
great scene. It really elevated his role there. Right, he's just not a comic relief anymore now. This guy can handle his own. And so he basically is supposed to go and kill the dad, but he doesn't do it. Why doesn't he do it? I don't get it.
Well, he had the plan to get him to take the first punch, and then it would be self-defense or whatever. So, but if he just like outright attacks him, then there's no way.
And the cops showed up too, so it's not like like everyone on the ground. And then he's like, "You're a bad dad," and then he's like, "I need to talk to detective whatever." So he's like, like
he
kind of
he botched it. He botched it for future. Right?
But so did Peacemaker because he told his dad private information, like just verbatim, like, "Hey, I'm on a secret mission to do this, and I can't tell anyone, but I'm telling you because like he." So
and he's just like, "Oh, they switched your fingerprints with mine. That's why you're
told him everything."
Yeah, and I think Peacemaker is just trying to be a good son. That's all he's doing. He's gullible in front of his dad because he thinks his dad will look after him, but his dad's gonna sell him out in the first chance he gets. Right.
When he was like, he's like, "I'm not a rat," and then he tells him stuff, and then he's like, "I'm gonna tell the detective about all of this," and he's like, "I'm pretty sure that's the definition of a rat." Like, I don't mean to step on toes here, but I'm pretty sure that means you're gonna be a rat.
So what happens next here? So he gets Peacemaker goes to the office, right? I believe. Oh no, Big Boss shows up and is upset with these guys. Upset with Latoya. There.
I'm sorry for calling her that.
We're gonna stick with Latoya. Sounds better.
Word jumble.
Anyways, he goes in and he just gives it to her because it was her indirect involvement to get Vigilante in prison and go kill the dad. And he's just like, "Are you dumb? Like, you want to kill Peacemaker's dad? You think that's gonna make him want to work with us? Like, what is wrong with you?" Like, and he does present a good argument there. Like,
if
you kill the dad, like, what are you doing, right? And so then he's like, and then you have Vigilante go do it of all people. Like, right? That's just gonna make great things because we're gonna lose two people now, right?
He sent his best friend to go kill his dad,
and then
he's already mad at us for outing us.
Well,
I didn't get the eagle to kill him.
Yeah. Wait, you got the eagle to kill him?
Yeah.
Well, you did say best friend.
Yeah, that's what I was going with in the beginning, right? When you were saying that, eagerly. So we have this scene play out, and what do we have after this? Anybody?
We have a montage of him drinking Jack, smoking weed, and dancing to.
And he also
Spiral.
has, and this whole time he's at this butterfly thing in a jar, right? I think we didn't mention that, did we? So he
Yeah.
snuck this thing in a jar, which is just
Yeah,
so weird.
I assume they don't know about.
No,
Nobody
Because
knows
he
about
told
that.
her
and he's
that.
like, "Can't we shot it?" And it exploded into
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah.
And then she
Oh,
got
yeah,
mad.
that's
She's like, "You
right.
should have caught it so we could have it."
Yeah.
But she's like, at least you
He's got
shot
a-
it, so
a pet.
you got away. Yeah. So, and then he's smoking some good old hashish, and then he kind of puffs it into the jar as well.
I like how he's poked air holes in it. Like, oh, I gotta keep you alive, little buddy.
Yeah, but it's so the butterfly's getting high, right?
Mhm.
Eagly's getting high. All kinds of friends in that house, right?
Oh, when he falls over and Eagle comes over and he looks and he's like,
Yeah.
"Ooh."
And the little butterfly thing rolls over like a hamster in the
It's in a
container.
little,
It's like,
in a little wheel
"Are
there
you okay,
inside,
buddy?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's basically drowning his sorrows
Yeah.
of what's going on.
Well, yeah, because
right?
he's starting to have some like flashbacks of his brother, and like there was a scene where, well, he's remembering like his dad training him to kill a man,
Yeah.
and that's when he does all the stabbing of that dude all tied up, and then there's the scene where his brother. It didn't give away a lot, so we don't know if he was it because as what's her name said, your brother died and you were involved somehow. So then it shows his brother listening to a bunch of records with him and then bonding, and then he falls down with a bloody nose and then starts convulsing and foaming in the
I
mouth.
think they two of them were in a scrap. I think the dad probably pitted the two of them to see which one's stronger, and I think the dad was upset that Peacemaker won instead of the brother, because the dad probably favored the brother more. So, and that's why you see the resentment the dad has towards him.
Or
right?
does the resentment start after this? Because maybe he didn't resent him.
Yeah,
at
we
first,
don't know, to be honest.
Then, yeah.
But
obviously it was right from when he was born that he didn't like him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he said that, right? Man, it's just like that dad. Just, I want him to die now. Like, it's ridiculous.
I'm sorry, but after you say a comment like that, like, it was kind of a shocking scene in a movie. Like, pretty drastic.
It was tough to watch these flashbacks too. I didn't like the flashbacks. It took away from the fun for me. But I think it's necessary if you want to develop that character's background, right? You want to really, and then he's gonna be validated, at the end of this series or this episodes, and it's gonna make him look, I think, better. All right. What else is going on then? Vigilante is shot up and he's finally tied down. He's still breathing with the bullet hole in his chest.
Oh,
or no, not
Vigilante. Sorry, Judo Master. Sorry, Judo Master. Yeah.
Like, wait, when did that happen? What did I miss?
Sorry, yeah. Judo Master. No,
it was the end credit scene. They shot him.
It ricocheted and hit him in his toe.
Yeah.
My toe. It's completely gone.
So Judo Master's tied up. They've got him down again.
And then I think Latoya does some investigation, right? She looks into some things.
Yeah,
What was that? Anybody want to shed some light on that?
It looked like a restaurant business card.
Yeah, there was. Well, actually, what was the restaurant business card? Because it was whose wallet was that?
I thought it was the girl that he hooked up with in the first episode.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it was her purse, and they noticed that the business card matched to the ID badge that she had, and then she's like, "Oh, okay." So she calls Janet Jackson. Forget his name, Merle.
Merlin.
Murdoch.
They have the oddest names. I'm sorry, their names are weird.
names.
It's like instead of Simon, we'll call him Seamson. Merlin. I'm like, okay.
And so she calls the boss saying, I got some information. And I'll be right down, hangs up. And then it's like a slow-mo. He pulls a bowl up and then he puts his head down. And
straight
up. There we go.
How shocked
See,
were you guys? I was shocked.
I was
like,
wondering that because originally it's like you've never shared feelings before. Like he didn't do like some of the like normal basic human things.
yeah,
So I'm like, is this like a red herring where he is one of them, but he's actually good? Like, is it?
Yeah.
Because he was watching TV too. I'm like, why are you watching TV like this? You're not showing any emotion at all. You're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
staring at it.
and
But
then
was
he
he always
I
a
remember when-
butterfly?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
yeah, and then also John Cena's character Peacemaker, he asked him in the beginning. Remember, he's like, "You want to tell me more about these butterflies?" And he's like, "I'll brief you later. Just come back later today." Like he was trying to avoid that conversation, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we should have seen it coming, but James Gunn, he does a great job hiding these things, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, that was like, damn, like whoa, what's up with that, right? That was pretty cool. Any final thoughts before we kind of give our score? Anything? I guess the highlight, we've already mentioned the highlight that we loved, right? The prison scene.
Yeah.
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 Prison scene was badass.
All
yeah,
right,
it was just another solid episode. Just a lot of good like character building and development, especially for like John Cena's character.
Are we done with developing now? Now we need to go full force into the action.
I think they're going to do some more like backstory because he still has some like self-discovery to do.
And also the other characters on the team. Like we got to know more about Waller's daughter, the Piscatalian.
So the couple of tidbits we got from one of our new members who was he will be here next week hopefully, but he's the whole time in the shooting, James Gunn kept making fun of John Cena's like, I can't see you, see you, right? You're invisible to me, right? So the whole time he was just making fun of John Cena, which is I find that hilarious. And we'll hear some more stories hopefully next week from one of our coworkers that is going to be coming on. So it was a good episode. What would you guys give this out of 10? D?
I'd give it an 8.
Solid 8. Chris?
Yeah, I agree. 8.
Dustin?
Yeah,
Dustin,
yeah, probably an 8.
Dustin.
I said
know.
Justin.
Let me change my name.
I said Justin.
He's been doing this. We all heard it. We all heard it.
Everyone's Latoya. Okay, everyone's Latoya from now on. I'll win.
Are we the Jackson 5 next week? Because there's
No, the
Hell
Latoya
yeah.
fives.
Oh, okay.
Latoya 4s.
I'm Janet. Called it.
I'm Tito.
Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
D is Michael. What would you give it, Dustin? See, that's Dustin.
8.5.
8.5. Okay, I'm gonna give it an 8. Yeah, I think 8. There's some highlights. There are some scenes I could deal with but solid number again. It gives it gives an indication right now that the show is pretty good. We're giving it good numbers, and it's been steady. And like you guys said, it's been a nice continuation. So episode 5 is coming up in a few days, right? Because we're talking about it on Monday, so it comes out on early Thursday night. HBO Max, for anybody who doesn't know. We also want to thank everybody that's listening to us on our Spotify, our Amazon, and iTunes. Thank you for listening to us on our podcast. And if you want to see our beautiful mugs, come join us on Monday nights at 8:30 p.m. on YouTube. You will get to hear the
Or
podcast.
Twitch or Facebook.
Yeah, Twitch or Facebook. Thank you. You get to see and hear the podcast a couple of days early rather than audio. But if you're listening to audio, hey, cool. We love that too. We don't mind it. And come say hi to us on our social media platforms, right, Chris?
Yes. Instagram, obviously, you can see down there. Twitter, Facebook.
Well, they can't see you if they're listening to you on podcast.
Okay, yes. So you guys can see me. No, you can't. But
you're not
Twitter,
John Cena.
Facebook. You can't see me. Suck it. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and if you can't interact with us live, you know what? Interact with us over our posts. Ask us a question. Maybe we'll answer it in the next live. Bring you up and. We really want to get more interactive. So the more question you guys ask, we will answer.
Yeah, at Astonishing NR. And then head on over to, if you're not watching our YouTube channel, go to our YouTube channel, hit that like button and subscribe leave a comment because we are giving away prizes every month. So go do that. We are trying to hit 1K and we're getting very, very close. So need the support from the community, anybody out there. We really enjoy doing these videos. And speaking of videos, we have one coming up on Wednesday on YouTube. We're going to be pre-recording it. It's going to be me and Justin talking about the Book of Boba Fett. And Justin just loves those guys on bikes. Those
They're
colorful,
so cool. I love them every bit.
those Galaxy Riders, they're on bikes.
Yep.
The
They're
Power
coolest-
Rangers?
Yeah, the Skittles Brigade.
Skittles Brigade. Anyways, with that being said,
Bring more Thundercat.
Yes. Yes, Thundercats roar. All right, so wherever you are on the world or the universe.
Oh, wait. You didn't
God.
ask me what
Did
I
you just
got
cut
this
me
week.
off when I'm saying my
I did.
end line?
Oh,
I did.
wow.
That's
I
the
did.
first.
You didn't ask
It
me
better be
what
good.
I got this week. It is.
You got a candle. Whoopee doo.
Is that
Oh.
Samuel Jackson?
Good, burn it.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Don't interrupt
Yeah,
me
that's
about
awesome.
candles.
It's a Sam Jackson candle. Come
All
on.
right,
It's
all
just
right,
any
cool.
candle.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's Samuel. All right, I'll give it a pass because I love Samuel. He's awesome. All right, wherever you are on the world or the universe, have yourself a good morning, a good day, and a good night. Take care. Bye-bye. We out.
Bye.
Bye. Internet.
Bye.